time and again, collaboration has proved itself to be the most effective way for our industry to move itself forward and to gain new opportunity. All of this is possible through individuals such as yourselves and your companies working together to shape our industry, and that's what we're here to do this week. It's about fusing our human intelligence with artificial intelligence and learning from that to understand how we can cope with some of the challenges for our world over the next 30 years. Population growth, a looming environmental crisis. I believe the technologies we work on and the capabilities we are bringing to the world will help to solve these challenges. If that doesn't give us purpose as an industry, I don't know what does.
87% of all of us here have started some form of digital transformation. Guess what? Guess what? It's actually happening. It is taking place now. It is happening. It's real. We may be a little slow. It took us 20 years to get here, but now 87% of our customers, of all of you, are actually engaged in transformation.
There's approximately maybe 128 million people in Japan that live today. Out of those 128 of them, 105 are in our membership system. Now, what an incredible number. It's a grand opportunity for us. So we are not a telecommunication company, but indeed we are doing something very, very different. We are building the world's first end-to-end cloud-native network. 60% of CapEx spent in telecom today is on radio access. That's where we spend all of our money in. I was told by almost everybody that I'm crazy. This radio access could never be virtualized. It's too complex. Well, please come to Japan and see this in live, in production today, running the entire cloud-native radio access on our horizontal virtual infrastructure.
Most boundaries, I think, are actually in our heads and in our emotions, because the key boundary I need to break is that I'm no longer the know-it-all, that I'm not the guy who will give all the orders and people execute. I have to be humble. I have to sit down, and listen, become a servant leader, and I have to start with myself.
We are talking about being open and being more collaborative across. To enable that, we are moving towards the cloud. Cloud is breaking that boundaries, technology boundaries, for being more vertical, monolith system, being much more open and horizontal, not only in the countries where we operate, but across the countries. And that's why today we have 68% of the total Telenor data traffic is being operated by the hybrid cloud, which is the converged network and IT cloud. So there is no boundaries between network and IT in the infrastructure layer. And more than 110 million subscribers are served from the cloud platform.
For latency-sensitive services like Hatch, mobile edge computing can be a very massive improvement what the operators can offer and make it much more better experience for the users to experience great gaming over streaming. But it really requires new mindset, much more faster decision making to be able to capture this 5G-driven cloud gaming opportunity. And we look forward to working with all of you to make that a reality. But the time to act is now, because 5G is happening now, and we are already delivering the service around the world.
It won't happen overnight. You start with a great plan, you go and make it happen, you build it out, it seems to work, and then it just has to mature in the real world. And it takes some time to do that maturing process. You need to get miles on it, basically.
Monetization is not as easy as we think. But the edge has a unique role to play. And that role is actually latency. And putting the cloud as close to the consumption and the data generation as possible. So as if I come close to our gaming friends, what we're going to do is really allow the game to be played fast. And I'm a gamer. I know I'm old, but I'm a gamer. Works better. I love it. Yeah. Because when the car you're driving on the simulator stalls, somebody else wins. I can't accept that. I am competitive too. When I go to our other friends, whether it's a bank or a mine or a smart city, it's very, very important that this edge allows the elimination of the IT components for everybody.
For those of you who don't know how you cover a football game at the moment, but you have lots of cameras, normally about 24 to 27, all plugged into a big dirty truck that's parked in the car park. they're tethered. Really difficult. When you untether them, which is what 5G enables, it means you can have a camera that can travel in on the team bus, can go into the dressing room, can come out in the tunnel, and then go and stand in camera 2 position. Completely opens up how you do your coverage. But there's something far more important, and I think the term that my colleagues over here would use is network slicing. I don't use that. I like to call it a virtual fiber because I understand what that means, i.e. it's a fiber that's there somewhere. And low latency, really, really important in the broadcast world.
Yes, we started to have virtualization of RAN 2 years back. I'm just slightly a bit competitive, so we were the first one, and was in 2016 we started to work with this. But despite we have started so early, the path is very difficult. So we are running now and assessing who is ready with this cloud native technology, almost no one in the telco industries.
Edward, you're coming at this from a slightly different perspective. You're not the CTIO here. You're coming at this from both investor and provider into the market.
I have two, experiences I want to share with you. One conclusion is that most of the telco, we become prisoner of our past success. We are less entrepreneurial, and our shareholder structure, regulator forbidden a lot of opportunities for us. Secondly, like you said, we don't know how to work with others. We try to build everything by ourselves. And so with 5G, I think it's a major opportunity for telco industry again.
Last but certainly not least, smart cities. Any surveys we've done, it always comes up as being the #1 opportunity for telcos in 5G. So, Martin, could you give us some thoughts around challenges, opportunities?
So where do you think the 5G cells will be first deployed? In the cities. So how do you get 100 cells per square kilometer somewhere? You have to negotiate with those who have the space. Who owns the data that's going to be processed there? There are already very, very hard principles being turned into directives. You remember GDPR? You're going to have to deal with something like that in the data space as well. Cities are now saying, we own the data. We the people. That's every one of you. And if you want to process that, well, terms and conditions apply.
The thing everyone's talking about here is about collaboration, and you've got to change your business model. Our business model is about shared value, shared wins, shared investment. So if it's going to cost more to deliver, how do we change our workflows to make them more efficient so that both parties benefit? Because it's not in anyone's interest for one party to be underpinning another party and losing money. It's going to go the wrong way eventually.
My thank you to all of the panelists. We're now going into 3 days of discussion of these topics, so the debate certainly doesn't end there. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to our panel and enjoy the week.